Thank you very much. You're very kind. Yes, my name is Dick Crick, and that's not a medical condition. Now you're probably thinking that's a pretty shitty stage name, Dick Crick, but it's not a stage name. That's actually my real name. My parents obviously didn't have a lot of choice with Crick, you know. It's their surname after all. But come on, Richard. That's just not fair. Yeah. But you know, I just think, you know, they're clever people, and but it's a cowardly way of letting a kid know you just didn't want them. By the way, don't worry, it's not all dick jokes tonight. Anyway, I got the message. I got the message pretty quick, but it didn't discourage me. I decided I was going to try and win their affections. And over a period of years, you know, I was a good kid, and I did my best. And I thought I was getting there. I really thought I was getting there. Especially, you know, at the age of 7, they said to me, Dick, they said, we're going on holiday this year. We're going to go to Australia. And I was really excited, and we got to Australia. Well, I got to Australia. You can see where this is going, don't you? I was having a great time until I got a postcard from them from Argentina. But I've settled in pretty well, you know, it hasn't always been easy. I don't know if any of you have noticed, but you know, I was also settled with a fairly large nose. I'll just move to the side to give you the benefit of it. Those of you in the front rows might want to duck as I just swing it back around. You know, my mates have a pretty good time with it. You know, they take a piss pretty relentlessly about this thing. You know, which I think is pretty harsh, because they're all dolphins. I usually respond by having a go at them for not having any legs. That just makes them angry, and you just can't talk to cross porpoises. But you know, hanging out with those guys has taught me a little bit. A few of you probably don't know this, but dolphins are actually the only other species that has sex for pleasure. It's totally true. And they also have sex in schools, which I just think is totally unfair. I certainly couldn't get laid at school. I don't see why they should. Anyway, the whole thing got me thinking. I was just thinking, you know, how does a male seduce a female dolphin? You know? What's the ritual? And presumably, if they have sex for pleasure, they do similar things. Maybe, you know, they put on some soothing whale music. Maybe some seal. Maybe they splash out on a fancy dinner. Probably seafood. Maybe get a little kinky little outfit. You know, dress her up as a nurse shark. Anyway, I'm pleased to report that all these things work pretty damn well, and although I did have a bit of trouble getting the wetsuit off. I've come to the age of 31 now, believe it or not, and I've come to realise that I've had a bit of trouble growing up. I'm still pretty immature for my age. I even dream like a child. It's quite pathetic, really. I regularly dream that I'm scoring the winning goal in the World Cup for England. Thank you. The other day, I had a great one the other day. I dreamt I got the latest Nintendo. It was brilliant though, it wasn't even my birthday. It was awesome. But I had the best one last night. Last night, I dreamt that I gave Robbie Hills from 4B a totally wicked Chinese burn. Just a total spaz. Oh he is, he totally is. Like, he wouldn't trade me his Pikachu for an ass, even though I know he's got 3 spare. What a wanker. Another thing about me that people tell me is that I'm a bit of a pedant, and I just can't help myself. I'm always tidying things up, I'm always putting things in order. Obviously, I've got my CD collection in order. I think most people do, don't they? You know? Alphabetically and cross-referenced by year, genre, and average age of the surviving band members. You might think it's going a bit far, but I've also got my spice rack in alphabetical order. Well, you can laugh, but no one finds marjoram quicker than me. And speaking of spices, did you know that smell is actually the memory sensation? It's actually the thing that evokes memory the most. You can think about it, you'll have your own examples, but for me, roast beef reminds me of Sundays at home with my foster parents, and pencil sharpenings remind me of school. And this, actually, something in this room, yes, that's it, disappointment. But anyway, just to wrap up, I am happy. I was mulling all over this, the spice thing, the CD thing. I decided I was going to try and combine the two systems and try and get the spices and the CDs into the same organisational structure. And it's not as easy as it sounds, but there are some pretty obvious ones. The folksy and sort of woodsy aroma of oregano has got to be Bob Dylan. Cayenne pepper has got to sit next to the Prodigy. You could think of others, maybe Simply Red, Ginger. And Shannon Knoll, Dill. Anyway, I've got a bit of work to do, and I'm going to leave you there. Thank you very much.